Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. Hey everyone, so we are talking about Kiss Alive 2. If you're one of my regular viewers, you are going to watch the Kiss Alive 3 next. And during Kiss Alive 3, which was recorded way the hell before I recorded the album review for Kiss Alive 2, like substantially, I just bought this a week ago so I could do this review, whereas Kiss Alive 3 I had had forever, and same with Kiss Alive. Never picked this one up, and I don't know why I never picked this one up. And then when I listened to this one, I then remembered why I never picked this one up. Alright. My Kiss Alive is the original compact disc release of Kiss Alive. My Kiss Alive 3 is also the original compact disc release of Kiss Alive 3. One has modern digital production recording values, or at least 1991, 92 production recording values. One has 1974 production values. You can hear the difference, okay? Without a doubt, you can absolutely hear the difference in the sound quality. Now, Kiss Alive 2, you notice here, I even picked up the remastered version. Why am I talking about this? All because this is really important. The remastered version, the sound quality on this is garbage. It really is. Compared to the sound quality on Kiss Alive 1 and the sound quality on Kiss Alive 3, this is trash. Absolute trash on sound production side. Which is one of the reasons why I held off so long on buying this, because when I was in high school, one of the guys that went to my school was in a Kiss tribute band called Destroyer. And I had asked him about it, you know. I said, okay, well, you know, I own Kiss Alive 1, it's great, it's worth getting, and I own Kiss Alive 3, is it worth getting Kiss Alive 2? And even he said, no, I don't listen to Kiss Alive 2 ever. The sound on it's just, no, it's got bad production. And I had forgotten about that until I threw this album on, and it reminded me all of a sudden, oh my god, because like I said, this is the remastered version. So you would think that it would sound better than at least Kiss Alive with my original compact disc AAD version of it, okay? No. Nope. No. Now, what is cool about this album, so we're going to get the production right out of the way. That's the worst part about this. The bass doesn't have any of its low end. Now, I know Gene doesn't typically play a lot in the low end, but when you've got songs like God of Thunder, man, the bass should not sound high and twangy on it. And it doesn't have that low end that it should have. Same with the drums. The drums, you know, cymbals are great, snares great, everything else is kind of like, I've got, with Alice Cooper albums, especially the recent re-releases of School's Out, Killer, $1 Billion Babies, they all come with concerts from that time period. And most of those are taken from bootlegs or, you know, not properly planned and recorded sessions. They all sound better than this. They do. Alright, so we're going to stop ripping on that now. I'm sure I've lost a lot of people, and if you hung on this long with me ripping on the production, let's get into the actual music. Okay, so if you're one of my regular viewers, you also have should have watched my Rush Grace Under Pressure 1984 tour review. And in that I mentioned that the great part about that album, even though it represents a time period that I'm not really into, the great part about that album is a lot of the songs on it cover a time period and a lot of music that didn't normally get noticed or didn't get as much play outside of that time period. So as a time capsule with a collection of songs, it's really great that way. This album works very similar to that, and it's really great that there really aren't many repeaters on here as far as Kiss Alive 1 to Kiss Alive 2 goes. Most of the stuff on here is, I believe, 75 75 or 76 through 78. Might be 77. And it's really interesting because some of the songs that are on here kind of surprised me, and some of the songs that are on here I didn't even know. Like, I've never listened to them before. And that is because when it comes to Kiss, for the most part, I'm a Kiss Greatest Hits fan. There are certain albums I really do enjoy, and I think people, you know, should contemplate owning. But for the most part, my son was a bigger Kiss fan than I was, so he ended up with a lot of my albums, just because I didn't listen to them. All right, Kiss Alive 2. Song listing. We got Detroit Rock City. Just open that, man. You know, great way to open it up. And really love it. Really dig it. And Detroit Rock City is still to this day definitely one of my top 10 Kiss songs. But if you don't know this, if you've never watched one of my reviews before, I live in Windsor, Ontario, which means I am right next door to Detroit. I grew up on Detroit rock radio. All right, man. I have gone to the legendary Cobo Hall, man. The legendary Joe Louis Arena. The legendary Palace of Auburn Hills. The legendary Pine Knob. Okay, man. Like, the only thing I never went to was the Silver Dome. I never saw a concert at the Silver Dome. And the reason why is everybody always told me the Silver Dome had the absolute worst sound for concerts. So it was never a big deal for me to go. And most bands that I watched, Metallica was, I think, the only band that I would have went to go see at the Silver Dome. So, anyways. So Detroit Rock City is always a great song for me. Great way to open album, too. After that, we got King of the Nighttime World. This is a good tune. I actually enjoy this tune, and I really wish it sounded better on here than it does, because it just sounds so thin. So thin, man. Ladies Room. Okay, so Ladies Room, when I saw it on here and listened to the song, I was really kind of surprised that it was on here. And the reason why is the only place I had ever heard Ladies Room before is in the movie Detroit Rock City. I had never heard an official version off the studio, like the official studio version or anything like that. So hearing it on here, I really enjoyed it. But once again, I really wish the sound was better on it. Megan Love, I think, is a great song. Oh my God. I think Megan Love is one of their most underrated songs. I really just totally get in on this one, man. And I think the studio version of it has some of the best studio production values on it. Everything. It's just such a good tune. And you know what I'm going to say. That's followed up by Love Gun. One of the Kiss albums I've actually reviewed at this point. And I enjoy Love Gun. The song itself. And having it on here is great. Then we go into Calling Dr. Love. Calling Dr. Love is in probably my top 3 Kiss songs. You'll notice when it comes to me and talking about like my top Kiss songs, the ones that have the most clear-cut, great, low-end, simple bass riffs, and they run off those simple bass riffs. You know, Detroit Rock City runs off those simple bass riffs. Dr. Love, not so much, but Dr. Love's got that great, man, that riff. Wow. I mean, it's such a great intro. But going with what I was saying in the bass lines, it is really relevant to the next song, which is Christine 16. Another one that's got great fun riffage on it, man. I love fun riffage, man. A good fun riff is grab me every time, man. One of the biggest issues I got with a lot of bands is overcomplicating their riffs. Don't overcomplicate, man. Don't overplay. Just a cool, clean-cut, simple riff will do it every time. After that, we go into Shock Me. I was actually kind of surprised that this one was on here, being as it's a pretty heavy Ace Frehley song, man. And it was really kind of cool that got included. Hard Luck Woman. I'm not sure why they put Hard Luck Woman on here. Not a song I've ever been into. Yeah. Tomorrow and Tonight. Okay, so this one definitely, one thing about Tomorrow and Tonight is it really shows the music that helped inspire Kiss. And I really can dig and appreciate that. However, it is not a song I want to hear Kiss play. Tomorrow and Tonight falls under when they do, like, And Then She Kissed Me. Not my type of rock. Then we're into I Stole Your Love. I enjoy that one, man. I really do. It's another one that is a really good tune. Beth. You knew Beth would have to be on here. Beth. It is what it is. But I like a good piano song, so, you know. God of Thunder. Okay, so God of Thunder, Cold Gin, Calling Dr. Love. Probably my top three right there. Cold Gin and God of Thunder are definitely my top two, okay? You know, you can play with them a little bit, but... And of course, Cold Gin's not on here. I mean, it was on a live one, so it's okay, but, you know. God of Thunder, though, man, oh. Now, admittedly, there definitely is questionable content when you look at the original album studio mix, unless you actually take proper context and stuff like that. But I love God of Thunder. I've karaoke'd it I don't know how many times over the years, just because I really enjoy getting into that song. I Want You. No. Shout It Out Loud. It's another one where I understand the need to play it live, not one that I need live. All American Man. Did not know this song at all prior to this album. Gotta say, I kind of want to check it out a little bit after this album, which is kind of cool. Live album did what it was supposed to do. Didn't mind it. Rockin' in the USA. What the fuck shit was this? Bah. Bah. Larger Than Life. Didn't mind too much. Rocket Ride. Okay. Now, it's really interesting because it's literally the second half. What would have been the second half of the second vinyl. I know almost none of these songs from Kiss. I don't know All American Man. I don't know Rockin' in the USA. I really don't know Larger Than Life. I think I may have heard it once or twice before. Rocket Ride, same thing. So you got 4 songs there and just absolutely just like, wow, okay, I was kind of really surprised to hear them on there. And then the album finishes with Any Way You Want It. Okay, so I was always surprised to find out that Kiss were fans of the Ramones. And when they showed up on the Ramones tribute album, I was really surprised by it. And I'm kind of like, wow, that's really awesome. That's really cool. And then you see Any Way You Want It, which is not a Ramones song. It was originally done by Dave Clark, but the Ramones are how I know the song. I don't know the Dave Clark version. I know the Ramones version. And this Kiss version really sounds like they're doing the Ramones version. But considering when this album would have been a release, which would have been 77, it can't be the Ramones version because I don't think the Ramones had recorded their version yet at this point. So to really have 2 versions of this song that really sounds so similar, because I honestly, when you listen to this version of it, it really sounds like it's the Ramones backing up Paul Stanley on it. And it's really cool, and I really dig it. I really get into it, and it really finishes the album off perfectly for me for that reason. It just really has some great value to it. I would love to have heard these songs if they had been done with better quality. I will not... I paid $19.99 for this album, okay? Is it worth it for the track listing? If you're going to put together like a major Kiss retrospective of live stuff, okay. Get it for that reason. But, for the most part, I don't think I would recommend this album. I was also surprised to see that it was Eddie Kramer that helped do some of the recordings on this, and it was kind of like, really? Because, I mean, Eddie Kramer's done some pretty good stuff, and some decent live stuff in that, and as a noteworthy guy, and this just doesn't sound like his fingerprints are on this at all. I really, honestly, I'd love to get my hands on the master tapes and do a 100% complete remix and restore on this album, get all the levels boosted the way they need to be, stuff like that. I really think for this remaster, they cheaped out, and I think they just kind of remastered the song as a whole, as opposed to mastering the actual original recordings and, you know, putting it together that way. So yeah, $19.99, brand new in the store, 2 discs, so that's kind of a bonus that way. Production really is the drag down, though. I can't recommend it on the production side of things. On the actual track listing's great. But, yeah. Alright, folks. Let me know what you think. That's what the comment section is for. I hope you do join me for Kiss Alive 3, which will be the next review immediately after this one. When you're leaving your comments down below, on your way down in the description, you're going to see a link for the TWA, that is the Trampoline Wrestling Association. Please go check them out. Kiss and wrestling, it goes together, folks. And I love the Trampoline Wrestling Association, and it's a lot of fun and work to put it together. You'll also see a link to my Patreon. You can go donate some money that way to me. And you will also see a link to the Howling Odyssey, which is where my music endeavors go. Right now, I've got relaxation music. That's my big kind of work on. Anyways, folks, peace, love, take care.